Bill Hitchcock. It is Monday, August 18th, and we have got a Power Pack program to get out to you. Lots of stuff to get out to you. We've got a fishing report to talk about, and of course we've got storm information. We've got Erin getting ready to scoot on by. We have sea surface temperatures from Satfish, which shows a lot of big changes in the water temperatures along the coast of North Carolina. You might find it quite fascinating as we move forward with that. We got a mandatory evacuation for the Outer Banks for Hatteras Island and Ocracoke Island. We'll talk a little bit about that. Spanish mackerel and bluefish all up and down the coast. By the way, hurricanes, after they leave, traditionally fishing is extremely good. So while fishing is going to calm down a little bit because of these storms, don't worry, it will pick back up. Now, tuna dolphin catches continue. Great billfish fishing. It's right there. The big drum catches continue. Also, speckled trout in the Outer Banks. I don't know what's been going on with those folks. And I got a very special report for you out of the Carteret County Bogue Banks area. Got a sand flea report for you. We're going to show that to you. Plus, viewer videos and pictures. We got a bunch of those. Now, news, Erin. Like I said, officials in Dare and Hyde counties have issued a mandatory evacuation for Hatteras and Ocracoke Islands ahead of Hurricane Erin on Monday the 18th. It was the tourists got to go off of Hatteras by Tuesday the next day. The locals have got to go off of leave Hatteras. The reason why is flooding. This is not because they're anticipating a direct hit by the storm. Let's take a look at the National Hurricane Center. Their projections now, they only do 5 days out. As a friendly reminder, you see the white around the center of circulation where they're showing the storm. That's not showing how big the storm is. That's a probability. That's an error where it might go this way, it might go that way. But the Euro and the GFS are almost identical right now, which is always your telltale sign of what's about to happen. Basically, the Euro is showing that the center of circulation of Erin at its closest point will be 280 miles east from the point of Hatteras. Now, the way it is right now, it looks like it's going to be a Category 4 hurricane, and that will be on Thursday, August 21st, around 5 p.m., 5 o'clock, when the center of circulation is at 280 miles east of the point of Hatteras. Now, so why are they evacuating if the hurricane is not going to, quote-unquote, hit Hatteras Island? It's one of the great misnomers. I want to show you this. Little video here. You see how the rotation is counterclockwise. You can see that arrow. That is the wind, which not only the wind, but drives the water on up to the shorelines. You can see the northern beaches of Hatteras Island will get whacked, but also as that rotates around, the southern beaches, the backside, so there'll be oceanfront flooding, there'll be sound side flooding. And according to the National Hurricane Center, they're talking about some big old waves. Hopefully I've got that graphic up, like 12-foot plus waves. So be very, very careful. If you're there, don't be there. Just go away. Highway 12 is going to get flooded. So we will keep you abreast of what's going on. And I also want to make mention, after yesterday's storm report, that the GFS is still showing a second hurricane forming and being off of North Carolina around August 27th, 28th. In yesterday's report, they were showing it making landfall around Cape Fear. Right now, today's report on Monday the 18th, they're showing this second storm staying off the coast of North Carolina. So we will definitely keep you in touch with that. Now, something very fascinating to me. Sea surface temperatures from Satfish has come on board, and they're giving us in real time sea surface temperatures. A lot of changes have happened depending on where you are along the coast of North Carolina. It depends on what the water temperatures are. It could be varied tremendously, but over the past 3 days, it has varied tremendously, obviously being affected by that low pressure system that's been off our coast and cooled some things down. But let's go on and take a look at the Satfish sea surface temperature report. All right, let's go on and take a look at the current sea surface temperatures being brought to us by Satellite Fishing Technologies, or Satfish. I highly encourage everybody sign up with these folks. This is fantastic. We're going to show you stuff in real time. Let's move on. Oh, by the way, up top here is where the water temperatures are being displayed. No matter where my little cursor goes, it's going to show the temperatures up right here. All right, let's work out here in the Gulf Stream first, because this is where the hurricanes like to travel. You can see that we have water temperatures almost 87 degrees out here in the Gulf Stream, and you can also see where the forecasted storm is going to go along the Gulf Stream area. So 87 degree water temperature out here in the Gulf Stream. But look at this. Look at this cool water, which has come all the way around Hatteras, go all the way down past Ocracoke, down into Portsmouth Island, Coral Banks area. These water temperatures are 78, 77 degrees. This is a new phenomenon, and evidently the northerly winds have helped that. Also in the Pamlico Sound, we've got pretty constant water temperatures. It's in the 80, 81 degrees. But look what happens when you start shooting up these creeks and rivers. 82, it goes up. 82, 83 degrees. Neuse River, same thing up here in the Albemarle Sound. You can see how warm it starts getting. These are the areas, by the way. There's 83 going on 84 degrees. These are the areas they'll have chlorophyll problems. They'll have algae problems. They'll have possible fish kill problems because of the dissolved oxygen is gone because of the high water temperature. So look out in these head ends of these creeks, particularly these little feeder creek areas like South River and areas like that. Now, once you get on down here to the Cape Lookout area, you'll see a consistent 81, 82 degree water temperature all the way down here to the Cape Fear area. But once you go Cape Fear and head on west, look at this. Water temperatures jump on up. They're 84, almost 85 degrees coming on down to the South Carolina border. So obviously all of this does affect fishing. These things do change. And of course, we've got a hurricane coming. It's going to mix everything up, and we'll stay on top of it and get that information out to you. I'd like to thank Satfish, the satellite fishing technology company, for supplying this information for us. We'll put the website up for them. Go sign up for them. This is fantastic information. All right, I'd like to thank Satfish for that information. I'm just diving into it. It is fantastic stuff. Hopefully you'll subscribe to their service. Now, fishing report, Nags Head Pier. The spots and sea mullets are here, so they've been invaded. Now, by the way, keep in mind those sea surface temperatures we just showed you, and listen to what fish are being caught in what temperature. It's just amazing stuff. They say also the great fishing continues out of the Speechless Sport Fishing out of Pirates Cove, Tuna and Dolphins, Salty Waters OBX. They said, I had a lot of fun and laughed a lot with these gents, Walt, Harry, and Brick, yesterday, and caught a nice limit of trout. I don't know what it is about speckled trout up there, but it's up there. They've been doing very, very good. Hatteras, Rodanthe Pier, Spanish and Bluefish. As they say, the bite is on. It's been going on for a couple of days, and we're showing you yesterday's catch, as they say, heading for the smoker. Now, that's probably, by the way, I'll just give you a heads up, one of the most common reports you're going to hear is about bluefish and Spanish mackerel. I was down on the beach in Atlantic Beach yesterday, and we saw big old bluefish being caught, and also skying, hitting on some, looked like glass minnows. All right, Frank and Franz in Avon, North Carolina said, a nice day out there today, and it was. But with a storm on the way, unfortunately, Jerry did well on the pier, catching some nice blues. There we go again. Captain Joey Van Dyke had some success with a nice 30-inch drum and some blues. So yay. Now this is something I really like, and I like to hear more about this kind of thing. Spectacular up there in, I think it's Frisco, but definitely Hatteras Island, who's always catching these drum and these speckled trout and these bluefish and all. He says, I took my first clamming trip of the year, and 6-year-old Hazel had a blast. Her parents said she loves eating clams, and we had plenty for her to munch on. So fun. Go out there. Did you see how many clams they got? I mean, that's just fantastic. All right, good time sport fishing. They say sail fishing has been pretty good out of Hatteras with plenty of bait around. The conditions have lined up beautifully for them and wahoos, and we're hoping it stays that way once the storm blows through. I do want to make mention about storms, some of the things that will happen that I just made mention earlier. that after a hurricane, oftentimes the fishing gets really, really good, like 2-3 days after a storm. The other thing about a hurricane is they bring up fishies from down south of us, which don't normally hang around us, such as ocean catfish. And yes, I know sometimes you catch those off of the Outer Banks. All right, or African pompano, bring those on in, those big 20-pound plus African pompano. So let's see what happens after the storm. I do want to give you one heads up. After any type of storm that's going to blow, look, Hatteras Island could get near hurricane force winds with a category 4 off, only 280 miles offshore. It's possible. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but it's possible. But when you go out boating for the next couple of days after a hurricane, look for stuff in the water, submerged pilings and wood and things whatnot. So just be very careful if you do head on out. Done deal sport fishing. They said they wanted their charter. They wanted billfish. So we went hunting. We went 2 for 4 in sailfish and caught a decent mahi and a few blackfin during the hunt. Good going there, guys. Now Central Marsh Madness. Look at this. 878-pound blue marlin during the Pirates Cove tournament. Now, Marsh Madness is out of Atlantic Beach, North Carolina. So they were up in the Pirates Cove. They caught that 878-pound blue marlin, and hopefully now I'm rolling that footage of them gaffing it. And you'll notice that gaff that once they gaff it, that the pole comes off and they're now tied on to with a rope. So congratulations to those guys. Hunter Bradford said, still cannot believe the stars aligned for us yesterday. Catching one like this is rare enough on a normal day, much less a tournament day. 878 pounds, that's a big one. All right, let's go into the Pamlico Pirates fishing charters out of Oriental. I love this. This is Drum. He's sitting there and goes, first cast this morning. Okay. Did you have a second cast like that too? No, I'm just curious. That's fantastic. Captain Stacy, headboat out of Atlantic Beach. That's Saturday, August 16th, full day trip. Captain put us on the fish again. Full boat, and undercurrents definitely kept the mates busy today. Tons of variety, and I don't know if you're able to see while they were walking by all those fish hanging, there's also an octopus there, so that'd be a little bit of an unexpected thrill. Just hit boat fishing, and there's an octopus. All right, let's go on to Captain Austin's Guide Service and Eco Tours out of Carter County. Some more old drum action. Thanks for coming, guys. Now these guys, now by the way, the guy in that picture looks like Captain George Beckwith. It's not, because George is a lot older than that, but it looks like George from about 20, 30 years ago. But Captain Austin's Guide Service, it just seems like every day, I think they're fishing somewhere up in the Neuse River, around off of South River area there for those drum. I don't know for sure, but every day they're going up there and they're getting into those very large drum. All right, the Sand Flea Report. Me and the mystery woman went out fishing in Atlantic Beach yesterday. It was like a lake there for the greater part. We had a north wind, and then by the afternoon it shifted out of the south wind. But sand fleas were just everywhere, so I wasn't prepared for them. So let me just show you this little video of what happened yesterday. Got one right there. Oh, no, and there goes another one. Look at him. Okay.
There's one right there.
There's 2 of them. Bye-bye. I had put down a towel to put those, when I had the lumps of sand down, because sand fleas automatically bury themselves, so I had to put that towel down to stop them. You can get them with your hand. It's not the most efficient method, but I got, I think, as many as like 15 in one scoopful one time. So the sand fleas were most prevalent. Hopefully you're able to see them when the surf recedes. That's when it uncovers them. They bury them down. Just look and notate where they are, because by the time you're there, they're already buried down. Just dig on down deep and you'll get you some sand fleas. All right, Emerald Isle Adventures. It's always fun casting at Clark Spoon's jigs at Clark Spoon jigs, at Bluefish and Spanish mackerel. Again, Spanish mackerel are everywhere. Southern area. Got a viewer. Oh, should have mentioned this at the very beginning. Viewer sent this, he just identified himself as Don. It's an alligator. He says, I'll just read what he wrote. He said, had Hancock Creek a few weeks ago at the boat ramp, Garbacon Creek on the 17th. So there's a picture, there's a video. Yes, we have alligators. Now, you probably, by the way, that's something else after a storm. When you get if we get a rain event with a storm, the creeks and backwaters get flooded with fresh water, and the alligators will follow that fresh salt line down to the ocean. So don't be surprised to hear about alligators if we have a big storm, particularly if it is a rain event. Now, Surf City Ocean Pier. This is just yesterday. It says Logan with a 4.76 pound Spanish mackerel. And then the same day, yesterday, Logan with his first king mackerel weighing 19 pounds. I have a recommendation. Stand by Logan, because he's evidently doing extremely well with the mackerel. Johnny Mercer's Pier. It says Luke Cisco with a 3-pound Spanish mackerel. And again, this is not just yesterday, but it's been going on for the past couple of days. Curie Beach Pier, Tyrone with a 25-pound king. Fish Witch Charters out of Carolina Beach. Yesterday, Captain TJ ran a 12-hour bottom trip and came back with a great catch of snappers, hogs, cobia, amberjack, and mahi. And again, the last time I did a report with these folks, I just said everything. And looking at that picture, you see just about everything. All right, Rigged and Ready Charters out of Supply, North Carolina. It's a perfect weather conditions and even better fishing offshore today. Will Werner and Jack Watson making memories for his crowd. So congratulations to those guys. Now, viewer submissions. We had some folks that they emailed pictures and video that for one reason or another I didn't get. I fixed the problem, so I want to get these out to you. This was sent in a couple of days ago from Kaya Pinkoski. He's a local guide out of Jacksonville, North Carolina. That's all I know from Kaya. Clay McPherson, this is from 2 days ago. Red drum fishing right now is absolutely insane, and he's been saying that for like 2 weeks because it has been. And remember, this is the guy that's always catching these big drum in like 2 feet of water. He said pulled up at 6:45 a.m. and tripled up right out the gate. Steady caught him through the trip. So congratulations to Clay. He's a great fisherman. He really is. On July 28th, Wanda Tyndall had sent this in. She said, "Good morning. We love your reports. Our grandson, Lane Tyndall, from Grantham, North Carolina, caught his first mackerel while fishing off Atlantic Beach. So thank you, Wanda Tyndall, for sending that in." Brent Compton on July 30th sent this in. Says, "Hi, Bill. Love your show. It's very informative. I never miss one. My son's friend and I had a great few days of fishing this past week. Out of Moorhead, we caught a few sheep's head, black drum, a few trout, black sea bass, bluefish, and a partridge. No, and a few pounds of shrimp. Lots of endangered flounder. Of course, we threw them back. Looking forward to September 1st, Brent Compton, and congratulations to him." I mean, that's just all. I love hearing stuff like that. Sometimes people get so focused on concentrating on one species of fish that you're overlooking what's around you or what you're right on top on. So congratulations, Brent, for all them fish. August 10th, Phil Broom, another report I like. He said penny fune with a fatty, flatty flounder, say that fast 3 times, caught and released in Snow's Cut Saturday with Phil Broom, who caught a toadfish. So I can relate with Phil. Just catch you an oyster toad. Matter of fact, the mystery woman just caught one 2 days ago to Harker's Island, but that's another story. August 12th, Chris Wren says, morning, Bill. Took my son and his buddies fishing Sunday and caught some nice slot reds. Isaac, Harrison, Taylor, Dylan, Wyatt. Rising tide on the edge of the marsh grass on the edge of the ICW. Mud minnows did the trick again. I hear a lot of, sometimes people call mud minnows drum candy. And maybe I'll do a little segment about mud minnows or just show you some mud minnows because they're really easy to catch. All right, August 11th, Brian Me is his name. There's no report, but he's with Doghouse Fishing. He caught and filleted a whole bunch of dolphin, mahi-mahi. Email me with your fishing report, billhitchcock@mail.com, billhitchcock@mail.com. Want to hear from you. We got the email snafu all figured out and fixed, so send me your fishing report pictures and video. Doesn't matter if you're a charter boat, doesn't matter if you're a guide, a bait and tackle shop, a pier, experienced fisherman, or first-time fisherman. Send in your pictures and video. We want to show the world what you caught. No, we don't need your secret fishing spot. I'll tell that story again. When I was doing a live daily television, I had more guys when we'd go somewhere say, now don't tell anybody where we are. And I'll tell them, okay, I won't. And them not realizing I've had a dozen other people say the exact same thing in the exact same. So there's no secret fishing spot, but we won't tell. So send your information on in so we can get you on the air. All right, we'll keep an eye to the sky. It looks like Thursday Erin's going to be passing on by North Carolina. Stay safe, sane, and sober. I'm Bill Hitchcock. Until next time, see ya.